Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're going to be going into our final best of 3 of today. It is, of course, our decider match. One of these teams will be heading through to the next stage. The other is out, and we are right into our pistol round. Either way, it is going to be home facing off against Scars. Scars just about managing to win 2-0 in the previous matchup. Now I'm going to be looking for that opening pick. Already, nice shot actually. Banshee down in just inches of his life. I believe some of the EHOME guys have got some interesting names, but I'm just gonna roll with them. They can stick with their names or in their branding, I suppose. I don't care. I'll call them by Quek or Fur Shits, the classic name. But yeah, we're gonna be looking at the T side, rounding their way back towards the B side. Going to be Marek, ready and waiting. Has some support as well. In fact, the CTs have got a fairly fast rotation over towards this side at the moment. Marek is going to be looking to try and find a little bit more, but... Oh, the T's just waiting patiently. They've hit a dink early on, but... Fact is, they've just been held back by the smoke. Marek still has the kit over towards that B side if necessary, and actually... They've slightly rotated the player away from B. Now they'll spot him out. Another dink comes in. Still no kills yet on the board with 30 seconds left to go. As Marek will finally get the opener, but it's already a trade back from the T side. They're going to split in towards short as well as Banshee manages to find the trades. Fur looking to try and get a kill back, but spamming away, won't be able to do anything. His teammate, however, will trade. Laz looking for the final couple of kills as he picks off one, and the last is solo. Laz will be able to close it, and Scars able to kick things off with the round victory. Either way, we are going to have 3 rifles picked up. Nice shot from where? Hey, matchmaker. How are you? Nice shot with the deagle. Laz will be down. The AK is going to be retrieved, so not too much of a problem there. Now, how deadly these teams can be with the pistols. Definitely have to be careful in these rounds. These are going to be rotating back over towards this A site. There's still a fairly aggressive position of Insane. Well, with a minute left on the clock, the T's are looking to push in towards this site. Insane is pushed down below. Will make their move. Now, the CT's already rotating a couple of players in there. Well, actually walking in towards the site. They haven't cleared the angle properly, but Take still manages to get the opening kill. Will be traded out. They've got to watch out for the man in the back lines in the form of Banshee, who has his trusty hand cannon and already manages to find another. It's not looking good for the T side as only one remains. Yoko has to do absolutely everything here. And I think he's going to get flanked in before he can do anything. Actually, he's given the chance to get the bomb down. And, okay, that's a missed shot. Somehow this comes back to the 1 versus 1, and Yoko's going to take it. I don't know how EHOME managed to throw that one away, but Scars just about able to steal it. Definitely not the best start to what is their map choice, but Hey, you sort of expected EHOME to win that round. Looked like a free kill onto the man planting the bomb. Scars are going to invest back in with some SMGs, pushing into the slightly heavier stacked of the sites, but so far, so good. Okay, a little bit of a TK for Bars. Be able to even things up, I'm sure. Take's not too happy about that one, but oh well, they'll move on. The CT side. Not going to have too much more to do in this one. Cute. Be left alone, looking to try and do a bit more damage with the Deke. He's already found a couple. There's another. Actually, there's an AK on the floor. Now, they're not going to want to let him hold on to that one, and, well, he won't. And the AK should be retrieved by the T side. At least that's something. Either way, CT's now come back with a buy of their own. Fur going to go in for an investment with more utility. He will have to drop down to a FAMAS, but still gives him a big extra. Take actually goes for an SMG of his own. Trade. T-side will kick things off with a couple of kills, and Take does do the work with that SMG. Able to find himself another. Well, it is left on to Que once again. He's been doing a decent amount of damage over the last few rounds, and actually will manage to find himself a pick. They know exactly where he is now. Actually going to go pushing on for the defusal, but that's never going to happen. I think he was just trying to bait out, but it doesn't happen in the end. It's going to be 4-0 in favor of Scars. Some dicey battles along the way, but they do manage to get themselves further into the lead. Well, the CT is only going to have pistols once again. However, they've been doing quite a bit of damage with them so far. Although nearly all rifles, in fact all rifles on the ball for the T side should make this impossible. Silent headshot for Bars, the secret. Ready, the CT side. Just going to look to try and hold for some exits here. Either way, as I said, CT side, they're just looking to try and hold on to some of their pistols, get some exits, retrieve a rifle. That's the sort of idea here, but it isn't going too well. Yeah, from what I know, the Yoko is Crow, and then AS13 is Rita the coach. So he did a pretty decent job in the first map they actually played earlier in the day. He's 5-3 right now. I don't think he's been underperforming by any stretch of the imagination. Dust 2, it seemed like he struggled a little bit more, but yeah, it wasn't a bad performance. Laz was playing very, very well, so no real trouble there. 5-0. Scars. The decent lead, and now they have actually built up a fair bank behind them. He's going to go for a fast push in towards that short position. Bar is waiting around in the connector, and they do have a player actually pushing a little bit more aggressive. Quet trying to take the fight. He will get that open and also drop the bomb, more importantly. Decent start for the CT side. Okay. 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 Gonna get himself Another kill on the CT side. Are absolutely slaughtering them at the moment. Should be the CT side to get themselves onto the board here, but Laz has a chance to at least do a little bit of damage. Reduce the amount of money that they're making. However, he won't. Head taken off. It is going to be a flawless round to start things off. Onto the board for the CT side. Pretty much the best way you can do it. Getting back onto the board flawlessly means that the chance of a reset is so much slimmer, and realistically now, EHOME can look to build into this one. Banshee with the AWP, and well, Siege is going to go running through the Molotov, almost dies. In fact, he does. It's a quick trade, and the aggression from the CT side manages to find a kill back. It will be the hunt coming in from Laz to try and trade this back, but he's not going to be able to do it. I'm going to be rotating over towards A. Rita. To try and find some sort of pick. There's two members in CT at the moment. Gonna make things fairly difficult, but actually Laz does go peeking in towards the connector, takes that man away. Oh, sorry, into jungle. It means that they can get themselves that nice open plant. Molotov even going to be thrown out to make things even more difficult for the CT side to get back in here. Of course, this is still a reset onto their economy earned. They will have a little bit of extra money to buy into the next round, but not going to be anything too impressive, however. Okay, manages to find himself one. Leaves it all on to the coach himself, the sensei of the team, and he's going to take it. Great round from Rita. 3 kills, and maybe they should consider actually just adding him to the roster. 8 and 4, top fragger in the server at the moment, and I have to say, when you see a coach join a team, it's just enjoyable. Like, I enjoy seeing a coach do well. It's sort of like that I've still got it plays being made, and, well, EHOME are now in a little bit of trouble. Their money, as said, loss bonus is gone. Well, obviously, it's at the minimum. Gonna be a quick push out. Will be the early kill going the way of the CT side, but it is just a fake as the rest of the team are going to go pushing in towards this A site. Take looking to lead the charge, peeks out, manages to find himself the first, and actually they've traded this back into a favorable position. So many low players, and Laz is going to execute another. This is all going from bad to worse, and the CT side money is going to be absolutely wrecked. 7 to 1. EHOME down to 1 player. Just going to be, I imagine, restarting some stuff. Hasn't been the best of starts for them. Hopefully we'll see a bit of a turnaround from EHOME once they come back into the server. Though I know that there's going to be some comments which are like, oh, they're turning on their hacks. We'll see. Maybe they are. If it keeps going like this, maybe they'll need them. Disclaimer, I don't actually think they're doing that. For anybody who's got, oh, Caster thinks they're... No. Here we go, though. Slowly making their way back into the server. In terms of ping, they're actually in a better spot, but I guess loss and ping aren't always the same thing. Oh, that rhymed. Here we go, though. CT side not going to have much into this one. just be one man on this site. Marek left with only a USP. The rotation has come in from Banshee, but he's in a similar position. And well, it should be a fairly easy round. Banshee does actually manage to find one back, and okay, Kest found another. But one by one, while they're all just getting executed by Take. 8-1, T-side in a strong position. Now this is where we can see the resurgence of the CT side once again. Still don't have an AWP. All that much utility to play behind. Already be Bars actually finding that opening kill. Straight in towards the site. Even going to throw a Molotov in to look to catch out the second player. Take doesn't actually check for it. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, and that does give away a chance for the CT side. Still only going to be back into a 3 versus 3. Again, it's going to be heavy rotation coming in through that CT spawn, but with Laz already deep in towards that jungle spot, they're actually just going to continue to push forward. Not expecting so many players to come from this angle, but still Yoko is just executing players. Banshee is the only one left alive. We'll be able to find one, but the man who is left is not a man that you can really deal with too often. He is a man to be feared. Laz, left in the 1v1. Doesn't know where his opponent's gone. He's just going to be waiting patiently as Banshee to be back in. Actually going to take an elevated angle. May not be expected, and he will win himself the round. 8-2. Of course, now things can become very difficult again for EHOME. They win themselves the bye. Caster's fault. Yeah, no, it is. Here we go, though. The reset is on. A chance for Scars to, again, cause real pain to the economy of EHOME. And it's already fairly painful. They've got a FAMAS in there. They've got a UMP. And what Take. Already going to grab control. Flashbang in. Gives him that opener. And look, just looking for the second. He's had enough after the last round. A little bit annoyed that he was killed from under that balcony. And just going to start ripping apart this CT side. 3 kills already in towards the A site as Marek finally puts him down. He'll take Take's life. But the fact is, they can take that, as he's just found himself 3 wonderful openers. Ke and Marek may just want to save onto their weaponry here. But the fact is, it is a hard reset. They only had 1 player surviving in the last round. Stars gonna get themselves a 9th. Marek will at least be able to switch over to an AK, which is something at least. But the fact is, once again, it's going to be troublesome times for EHOME. They are going to go for a force in this round, and I don't really blame them. The fact is, though, they're never really having any money. Ready. Incendiary going to be pushed out. Yoko has made his way forward, and it's going to lose his life. This round isn't dead to rights. CZs are a powerful force, and you've already dropped 1 rifle. Boss will be able to catch the push of Insane, and Insane may be what you could say of that push. Probably didn't expect anybody to be there, but even still, very high risk, especially when you already have the man advantage. Well, had the man advantage. Take, probably feeling fairly good at the moment. Is going to be looking to get an opener over towards B site. And actually, no, he's just taking the rifle away. I like it. Just trying to stop them being able to gather up this gun. He may be about to hand them another though, but never mind. This guy is just taking names at the moment, taking heads. Will be put down once more, but he's found that opener on towards the site. Rotation will be coming in. Rita will spot the cross as the bomb's going to be planted. They've got to be careful. Maybe able to get on towards the site here for... with the rifle in hand. However, he's going to be left alone, and Banshee, all he can do is screech. And she's still trying to fight this one back, but he doesn't have a kit at this point. And he's just going to run away. Hell between his legs. It's going to be a 10th round already on the board for Scars. Definitely looking like they've come back from what we saw at the beginning of the day. Fairly dominant performance, but this time, well, dominant in the other direction. 10-2. CT side, they've got one rifle to spare, and they will be saving the rest of their money to buy back into the next round. Only going to be 2,400. That's the problem of all these hard resets. They're never able to save any cash, and every round they've won has had barely anyone surviving. Take, once again, super aggressive at the moment, but the fact is the CTs haven't been able to do anything about it. Oh, maybe this time. Never mind, he still manages to find himself the kill. And I don't know how he's still alive here, in all honesty. Absolutely no idea. He's just spinning around in circles, but still his teammate are defending him. As I said, though, not much invested in this round at all. It should be an 11. Fairly simplistically. Maybe Fur can get himself a frag or two, but no. Lots of damage done, but nothing achieved. Already. Now gonna have ourselves a little bit of aggression towards middle. We finally got the AWP onto Marek, but he's gonna be just defending the B site. Much more passive hold with the AWP. It does allow Ket to go for a little bit of aggression, but again, it's the opener going the way of the T side. I don't know, was that was Boss from Palace. He kills a guy in CT. So I don't know where everybody else is looking, that he's able to just peek out and find that opener. And he's actually going to get the second on Defer. He looks to re-aggress. They've just got players firing on all cylinders at the moment. Laz is actually bottom of the board, but he's only got 4 deaths. T side in the meantime, it's going to be gathering up over towards the apartments. Making their way in towards the site. Will be Marek to find himself one. Looking to do more with the AWP, but oh, he's been absolutely caught with his pants down. Okay, will find one back and looks to try and deny the bomb plant. There isn't really much of a defense of it here, but completely whiffs the spray, and now Banshee is left all alone. Find himself one in the retake, and they now know exactly where he is. Looks for the second. Boss is fairly low. Yoko can't really afford to go down, but he won't. 12-2. Either way, CT side not really with too much into this round. It is the last round of the half, so of course they're going to be purchasing into this one. I have to say, it has to be said, it's impressive that they're playing this well with a coach. And the coach himself is playing this well. 11-7 at the moment. Obviously, we'll know a lot of their strategies, but just to be individually good enough to face up against some of their competitive rivals. Bars, well, there's an opener once again. And this has all just been a bait, as they'll go switching back up to B, but it should be too little too late for the CT side. Fur will at least be able to catch one. There is a flank coming in from Care, but they should sort of realize this. And, well, in fact, his position's not even going to be that valuable. They've still got to clear the man from the back lines, which is going to be Bars just hiding around. And that's the thing, even if they manage to somehow clear out the site, there's still this man just in the back, just going to be frustrating. And well, that is one hell of a dominant half. 13-2. We saw a 14-1 earlier as well from Scars. They really, when they get going, they're just scary. Very, very scary. And it's not even just one individual stepping up. 15-10, like that's the difference between kills on their team. I imagine, well, I hope I'll bring up the, like, all the way through. Just impressive stuff. Exactly 100 utility damage, isn't that nice? But either way, let's get rid of that. We are going to be going into our second half. A pistol round, well, it's needed to say the least from EHOME. They only managed 2 rounds in the whole of the first half. A pistol round is completely necessary. Rita will be picking himself up. TZ along with the nade, but it is looking like we're about to see a pushing towards this A site. The CT side have set up for more of a retake. Smoke. It's going to be going down. Utility being expended by EHOME at the back of the site. Boss looking to try and find some kills, and he does manage to get himself one. T's in the meantime will be pushing in, but, well, they need to clear this man from CT. They need to do it fast, and finally they will. But also now they've got 3 players around that jungle area. Man disadvantage already in the retake. Not going to be helpful, and, well, make it 2. They're in trouble, and, well, it just doubled. They've got Marek left alone. It is going to be the pistol going the way of Scars. And the question is now, do they just force? They just force in this round. I honestly wouldn't blame them at this point. Yeah, they are going to go for it. Completely understandable. Because it's 14-2. They might as well try and give themselves at least a little bit of hope. Already we're going to see huge aggression from the CT side, already taking over the Palace spot. Have themselves a fairly risky buy. A few SMGs still in play, but obviously they're going to be feeling confident at this stage. Crow is Yoko, from what I've been told, and the coach, Rita, is AS13. Although, to be honest, it doesn't really matter which way around it is. They're first and second on the board at the moment. B-side. Managed to get themselves complete control of middle, but CTs, probably knowing that there's not going to be a whole lot in this round in terms of rifles, have been playing a more passive position. Now, there will be an opener in on towards that B site. Yoko's just going to look to try and hide in the corner, play a little bit of a bait that he was never here at all. He's still waiting patiently. Marek is going to be the one to take a little bit of aggression, and the push all the way through spawn has meant that the T's have slightly, or CTs have slightly gambled over towards the other side of the map. Yoko waiting, and there's already back into a 4v4. 30 seconds left on the clock as they now look to make their move over towards this A site. Bast just going to be waiting in the corner. Now, the range of the UMP has been hit quite hard since it was nerfed. It used to be impeccable, and Fur is already going to clear out one, leave a lot of it onto, well, Mr. Coach, and he's already dead. They are going to be trying to find the shots from short, but nothing really going to come of it, and I wonder if the CTs really want to challenge this here. They've got so many rounds to play with that you could understand either way, like just taking the save or going for it. And, well, I was about to say that kill would give them the chance, but already losing 1 life. Laz probably about to lose his as well, and it will be 14-3. EHOME at least managed to win themselves the force buy. I wouldn't be surprised to see Scars give themselves Another attempt in this round with the pistols. Not going to fully invest. Either way, T side. Big advantage in this round. As said, not all the money has been invested into the CT side, and even if it was, they only have pistols. A long, long way back for EHOME, but still a dwindling light at the end of that tunnel. Already, Marek will be able to find an opener, but Laz is there to trade one back with the Deeg. It should be pretty easy to finish him off from here. Completely trapped, and Keh will be there to close him down. In the meantime, the CT side have taken quite a bit of aggression, pushing all the way through the spawn. Okay, Boss will be able to find himself one. He's going to be able to retrieve whatever weapon was actually in hand. Unless it was just another pistol, but I think we had mostly rifles. Well, there it is. Just sat in front of him. Not going to be too easy to retrieve, but... Well, his teammate's going to move it back from at least a little bit. And I imagine that would just be Bars looking to fall out of the round. The way Bars is going to lose the rifle. 14 and 4. EHOME at least bringing a few rounds to the scoreboard, but the CTs now will just be taking the hit. Likely to get themselves a fifth. This is again something we saw in the match earlier from Scars, where it took them a little while to just close out the game, but they were so far in front that it didn't really matter. Could have obviously ended it already. Quick push going to be coming out towards ramp, and, well, quick to say the least. Laz just sat back waiting in case anybody came out of Palace, and they didn't. Will be left alone, and I can't say he's long for this world. 14 to 5. Money going to be booming over on the T side, which is great and all. It means if they do lose this map, we'll lose a round, they will still be able to buy back in, but already double up set up straight away. We saw how effective this was over the last couple of series with Rita picking up the secondary. Only going to be glass cannon. We're already going to see quite a bit of aggression coming out from Laz. Hits the tag, doesn't quite manage to find the opener, even goes back for a cheeky re-peek. He wants more, he really does want more. Almost manages to find the leg of the man falling away. Dead. We're going to have T's gathering up over towards this A site. Secondary AWP in play there alongside Bars with the rifle. Here comes all the utility, the flashbangs, everything in towards this man here. Waiting with the AWP, manages to find the opener. Looking for a little bit more. Hits a tag as well, and they're all getting whittled away, but there will be a trade back. Bars, he wants these kills, and Insane may be low, but he's still there and kicking, and somehow they've actually brought this back to a close scenario. Both players within inches of their life. 45 seconds left on the clock, as we do see Take now look to rotate in through the connector. Actually, the T's just looking to try and fall back here. Information will be gathered. Gonna try and reposition. They go towards mid, it will be heard, but they're gonna go all the way through. Oh, is he gonna catch one on the cross? He spotted them, or he should have done. And that will give all the information that it is gonna be a B hit. They're gonna have Laz ready and waiting on the angle. And, or maybe not, he's actually pushed further in. They don't manage to stop the man going for that bomb plant. That will be something at least for for the T side. They can look to fight this back. Nice shot. Will at least take down one. And Fer going to be the only one left. They'll play it safe in the end. Obviously, money not really going to be a factor anyway, so a bomb plant going in doesn't make any difference. I'm going to be honest, when it comes to the names of the players, I have absolutely no clue at this point. It's always been something I found very, very weird, people changing their names, like, to something, like, very different. Especially when you're sort of in the lower echelons of Counter-Strike. You want your name to be remembered, I suppose. You want to be someone that's, like, okay, if you have a really good game, everybody's like, oh, that was da-da-da. But if you change your name all the time, it's going to be like, oh, I don't really know who played well this game. I don't know if that guy was... It's just confusing. It's weird. It's a weird way for your branding to work, and especially with some of the names, it looks a little bit unprofessional. But hey, that's their choice. Nothing to do with me. TT side, obviously, only 2 players surviving in the last round. So money's not in the best state. Still got a decent amount of utility. All the incendiaries are nice. Got that AWP onto Laz as well. Although his coach, secondary AWPer, will have to go with a FAMAS this time. Not ideal. Smoke's going to be thrown in over towards that A side. Now, they haven't picked up the bomb just yet. It makes me think that they're just going to be waiting a little bit. I'm actually going to push back in. In the meantime, they're going to try and boost into the window. I think a lot of this was a ploy to try and gain control here. Laz is going to be able to find one, but it's a quick trade back. Really, we want to see what this flank can actually do. And, well, there you go. Banshee manages one. Vast trying to save it, but it's all going to be left on to take. He's not going to do anything. 15-6. A bounce back in proportions for EHOME will mean that this goes on at least a bit longer. They are going to slightly force the issue here. Some pistols. Laz and Yoko going to save a bit of cash. Pass. Be able to get the opener. Of course, only pistols in this round. You'd expect EHOME to at least win this one. Nice shot, though. Already. Coach, oh, there's still a weapon on the floor. He's going to go back for more. Spamming away. And unfortunately, not picking up the weapon became his demise. Laz still going to be sat in the corner. In fact, both players currently on this site. He's spamming away now. Nice shot onto one. First still going to be there and should be enough to put him down. It will be 15-7. Another on the board for the T side. And once again, we're just going to have to see a save come out. Hey, TZ. I wonder if it's like his name's a bit like for shizzle. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like when you say like, oh, for real? Like, that's what I'm imagining his name is meant to be pronounced as. Either that or I'm just weird, which is also true. CT side, stack A. Gonna be playing with the bins. Or bin, I should say. Looking like in terms of this round, it's gonna be a little bit trash. Especially if they don't go A, because, well, it'll be a fairly boring round. Some would even say maybe even a little bit rubbish. We're just going to keep watching the stack, though. Until they inevitably move. It's a shame when you just look at the map, for example. Going to have them sort of sat there. Patiently waiting for the push to come in. Let's see. Oh, they're going to slightly move it. They may actually have this right, though. Looks like all the remaining players are going to be going in over towards this A site. They have a singular flashbang. Oh, this could get really interesting. Here we go. Flashbang going to go over. They're going to go peeking in as they push on towards, and they're going to get absolutely ruined. Taking out the trash. EHOME, they get themselves an 8th round onto the board, but here comes the buy. Purple is the best color. I actually agree with you. Do I remember you? Yes, I do, TZ. Purple is my favorite color. There you go. I agree with you, C-Dub. Either way, double up setup back in for the CT side. Starting to get a little bit closer than they probably would have liked. Nice shot from Laz to save his teammate, although it will be short-lived as Keh is able to pick off another. Push back in, and Take will be able to remove one from action. His teammate has not moved. Bear that in mind. He's actually going to find one more. This should be an attempted retake, and realistically, he needs a little bit of help. Doesn't have a kit. Wonder if there's one down on the site somewhere. Seems like he knows roughly where his opponent is. Unfortunately, there's one coming in from behind. Take really is doing everything at the moment, but he's about to get flanked. And well, I think he is dead. Coach didn't think that they could win it, and while at least now he is correct. 15-9. Nice work from Take to at least bring it close, but ultimately it means absolutely nothing. There we go, though. Just the singular AWP in this round. 15-9. This has come back quite a long way. East side very patient once again. It's going to be that opening pick at least going the way of the CTs. Now, obviously, this is a save round, so going to have to be a lot on the coach here. Taking that primary AWP role. He's not giving it to Laz. He's keeping it for himself. Actually, has got prediction of where they're going to be going. Bang on. Lots of players now pushing in. They've got mid control as well. I'm just going to look to go in through the palace, but only 35 seconds left on the clock. They're leaving this pretty late. Now, just remember, there can't be any mistakes made at this point from EHOME. They may get caught out, though. He's peeking in as they look to push out from the palace. There is the AWP and misses the shot. That should be all she wrote, but actually the pistols have managed to do a little bit of damage. Laz now has himself an AWP, or had himself. Barca not on the right side of the map, so realistically shouldn't have a chance here. Doesn't have a kit. It's just going to be rotating in. Now, they combine to the next round anyway. Not going to make any difference to the economy of their opponents either. So I imagine he will just opt to try and save this AK. Let's go peeking in and actually we'll just go down. 15-10. Starting to get a little bit dicey now for Scars. Good morning to you as well, Sinter. It's actually afternoon for me. 1:30. Either way. Map carries on. We were sat. Very dominant scoreline not too long ago. It's been 8 of the last 9 rounds going the way of EHOME. 14-2 at one point. Laz, though, is going to be there to start with that opening pick. Looking for the peek in towards that connector as well. But instead, Molotov falls in and there will be no trade. Eastside going to go back to pushing in towards mid. Now, there's currently nobody watching it. Further aggression coming out from Rita with the AWP. Insane is looking to peek in towards that angle. How far is he realistically going to go? Shouldn't be willing to take too much of a risk, and actually decides to fall off the angle. Maybe seen the clock and realized how much utility they actually have left to try and slow down this push. There's going to be a peek coming in towards this B site, and well, 25 seconds left. The T's really need to get their running shoes on. Over towards bench, we see Yoko with the M4. The AWP still there. The clock still ticking and starts to become an extra member of this CT side. Another one comes in for the coach, who's now doing all of the work. Just looking to shut this down, and that's exactly what he'll do. It took them some time, but it will be Scars to close this down. And well, we are off to a break. We'll be back with map number 2.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.